Around a year ago, I produced this video regarding saddle soreness and discomfort, and hopefully offered some useful information to help fellow sufferers. Well, a year later and around 5,000 miles, I'm still suffering. My last ride was 2 days ago. It was the third day in a row, totaling about 120 miles, and I was still left a bit raw in my usual areas of soft tissue on each side. Quite frankly, I'm fed up with it. I think I've nailed all the issues I touched on in that video, and I'm left searching for a saddle that really suits me. When I bought my new bike in July, I had my third bike fit, focusing a lot on this. Came out with a different saddle, but it still doesn't cut it. I've heard a lot about Brooks saddles, but didn't like the idea of a leather saddle that can be uncomfortable at first until broken in, and needs maintaining like any real leather product. But my attention has been drawn to the Brooks Cambium range, which is made of vulcanized rubber. So I've taken the plunge and bought the Brooks Cambium C17. The packaging itself shouts out quality, which is fine, but I only really care about my poor old butt, to be honest. And I'm hoping for a little miracle here in this box. The difference is in the amount of flex, which moves with your body weight and gives a hammock effect. I've gone for the carved option with a cutout. Cutout's a personal preference really, but I prefer them, and I think this actually increases the amount of flex in the saddle. It's a heavy beast at 446 grams, but as I've said before, if I was that bothered about little extra bits of weight, I'd eat less cake. Comfort is king for me right now, so let's get this on the bike and try it out.
So that's it on the bike. I have to say I absolutely understand the problems with well padded gel saddles on long journeys. The ones I've been using have had some padding and gel, but not overly so. So in comparison, this thing feels rock hard. Obviously I've got to test the flex because that's the whole purpose of it, and I'm hoping that'll make up for it, because at the moment it does feel like I'm going to be sitting on a brick. So let's go and try it out. That's me been sitting on it for just a mile, but first impressions do mean a lot, and yes, you can tell it's a harder surface than the previous saddles I use, but nothing that's causing me any problem, considering I'm already a bit sore from a previous ride. So that's a good sign early on, and there's no feeling of sinking into it. Now that was another fear, this whole thing about it being like a hammock. It might be too much of a problem if you're sinking right into it. Clearly when I push it down on my hand it flexes, so it must be fairly subtle, because I'm not necessarily feeling with my backside that the saddle's flexing. But so far so good, but the proof will be on a much longer ride. Well, that's us 10 miles into it. Still a short sample, but everything seems hunky-dory at the moment. Obviously, I'm going to have a much longer ride, or more than one, to test this out. But the early signs are quite hopeful, to be honest. So that's the initial test of the Brooks Cambium C-17. Early signs are good. Tomorrow I've got a club ride, 40 odd miles, so I'm not going to be filming on that ride, but I shall report back once I've completed that ride, hopefully with my backside still in one piece.
Well, this is 24 hours later, and I'm just in from the club bike ride of 47 miles. And the news is that the jury is out, but for me that's a good thing. Towards the end, I was starting to feel uncomfortable, but it's important to point out it was not pain, it was just discomfort. And anyone going on a ride using any kind of saddle is going to feel some discomfort if they were already a bit sore from a previous series of rides as I am. What was significant for me though, I think, is that as soon as I got off the bike, when I got home, I'm not feeling any discomfort at all. It was only while sitting on that saddle for 40 odd miles, so the discomfort may just be me getting used to being perched on such a rock hard saddle again. Here's hoping. So I'm going to persevere with it. It really needs a good few rides, some longer than this, to really understand whether it's a long-term solution for me or not. So look out for a full review of the saddle in a month or so. And if this has been of any interest to you, if you subscribe and click on the notification bell below, you'll be notified when that review is uploaded. And there may be some other video goodies on my channel that might be of interest to you. Give this one a thumbs up as well if you can. I'd be most grateful to anyone who can help in this kind of way. Remember though, discomfort around your, shall we say, saddle area isn't always about the saddle. And this video here takes you through all the possibilities before you go to the expense of a new saddle. That's all from me for now. Happy cycling, and I'll see you soon.